use that little things, find those stuff that your clients or customers doesn't really talk about online, but their service, their niche really need it, and use that to build and create trust to your community. So it's 4:45 a.m. in the morning, and I just wanted to let you guys know that it's been an amazing day for me. I woke up around 7 in the morning, had a call with my client around 8, and then of course it's around July, and sometimes it's rain, sometimes not. For today, it was kind of hot, so we went to the river, as we were very close to the river, and just enjoyed the coolness of the area, the river itself. And we also had the opportunity to walk 5 kilometers since we were kind of wet and we didn't have any ride going home. Just wanted to express gratitude of my current life and of course my future life. Just from this recording, I could compare what I'm currently am and what I'm going to be in the next 3 to 5 years or so. And going back to emails, being appreciative of the little things can be very meaningful for your emails. Of course, don't forget, when you're going into a niche and you really want to build that relationship with your clients and really engage with them and really have the ability to work with them anytime you want, whenever you send email campaigns to them, you really have to understand those little things. And what I mean is about, let me give you just an example. When you're in the pet niche, especially for those owners, pet owners, you're selling, say, food for the dogs, to the pet owners, let's say bags, or even carts that they use to push their dogs around in the malls. You may never know those little things like accessories that makes your product unique, changes big things psychologically in them. Why? Because it shows to them that you understand what they feel as an owner. You also understand the value of taking care of their pets. So that's
Whenever I go through like an email marketing system and I'm new to the client or the customer to their product, I usually go over and understand like why their people are in there, and then understand how they talk inside their email list. You can't just basically use some sort of framework, just a bunch of them, and throw it to your clients, your customers, just because you know some sort of that stuff. You really have to understand how they talk, because how I think is quite different from how you think. So I have to really dive deep into how your brain works. I basically assess them and ask specific questions that are about their system. And then once I understand how they talk to your customers, to the products they're writing to, and then I dive into their current email list and then see how they send them, and like the metrics that they're doing, the open rates, the click rates, the conversions, how's everything doing in the system.
what I want to really push forward whenever you're watching my videos in the future is that we're building a community here to really understand email marketing in a way for business owners to build that close relationship, that tribe inside their email list. And of course, it doesn't start that fast at the beginning, because with email marketing, you really have to build your reputation. You really have to, of course, warm your domains and everything, all those technical stuff. I guess my most favorite part doing so is that you're able to create a space for you, your audience, your clients, your future customers, and a space where you get to understand what their current problems are. You get to solve their pain.
Email marketing is a very good way to really hone your voice to your audiences. When you get people inside your email marketing system, it's quite different than when you're just shouting outside your website or inside the social media, because that's quite cold when you're still on that aspect. They would really think of you as somebody salesy or somebody just pitching you some sort of selling something, which in turn is quite different when they're inside your email list. Writing copy through Facebook or through pages or websites is really different to people who are marketers. I'm talking about copywriting and how to sell to people through your emails. It's quite different. You're talking to a different audience. But if people are inside your email marketing system, they're there because they know you're helping them in some sort by providing value every single day or every single week. People who are in there are your people.
You get to see their beliefs in the industry, which is why with email marketing, we're basically in the middle and at the back of the funnel, which creates good sales and also creates great conversions in a way, because this is where you hone in your product. And if you're someone really new to your product itself, then having the ability to create an email marketing system helps you to understand further your clients, because those little things that we're talking about here can't be dictated or even understood by AI that fast, because not all things are talked about in the internet. And you also have to really dive into forums, dive into scholar websites just to understand what the current industry is doing and how it feels. Of course, yes, you get to do the deep research yourself. With AI, you can do that as fast as possible. But with the mentors that I've listened to, I've watched and applied, everything always comes faster when you take action. And once everything is set for you with your mindset, with your system, with the AI that you already had your research, now this is your opportunity to really hone in who you really are as that service provider, as that product promoter that understands your clients' problems, your clients.
I dive into their current email list and then see how they send them and like the metrics that they're doing, the open rates, the click rates, the conversions. Once I see some benchmark that they're currently doing, I look at that and ask myself, how did this got to this numbers? In an average, you should have like open rates of 20% and then a click rate of like about 2% above. For e-commerce, they basically have creative formats. So I also have to understand how everything is laid out, not just how it's written. They should have like images and like how it's laid out properly. If this is quite long, they won't be scrolling and buying their products because it's quite long, it's quite boring. You really have to understand what currently is their benchmark, see why it works, and then as my job as an email marketer, I try to beat it and try to convert better. We really want to hone on that single product that delivers them a bunch of sales for the most part.
Always remember, when you're writing email campaigns, you're even doing future sales, find those little things that your customers may not know, which creates that peak of interest, creates that curiosity, and in turn makes them more excited, makes them more in line with your brand, because now they're seeing you as someone who really cares and understands your niche. And we really want to use our human aspect, our social aspect, to really build that brand through email marketing, which is why I'm really excited pushing further our email marketing systems and helping businesses try and open up. So I just recently had a weekly email assessment. One of the things I've noticed from our healthcare niche client is that Australia right now is currently in the cold season. We were sending emails about cold sore. That turned into a great conversion for our clients. It has delivered well over 40, 50K in revenue. And the reason that it works great, because you're writing emails that connects with the season. Whenever you're writing email campaigns, don't forget to look into your client's audience demographics and understand what's currently happening. As long as you understand how the season is currently doing, you could use that momentum and change the key angles of your email campaigns so that it would be aligned to what's currently happening, and they would read more, study more on what you offer. With newsletters, it's really quite different. Of course, social media, Facebook, it's a great opportunity to get your leads, call out your audiences that you could build from. But once you've started the top of the funnel, you really have to hone in to your back end and really have to have that ability to, whenever you'd promote something, your customers or your subscribers are ready to buy anytime. Of course, it's a win-win situation. You get to get more sales from an engaged list, and at the same time, your engaged list are happy with what. Let's talk about email cadence. So whenever you're writing for a specific client's email marketing system, you should have a set amount of emails to be sent every single week consistently, because having that consistently for a long amount of time improves your overall deliverability, improves open rates, improves click rates for your email marketing system. They are basically watching out for your email campaigns, because now your audiences, your clients, your customers knows when you're sending emails. Keep your email cadence set so your clients and customers get to be ready whenever you send something for them. So it shouldn't be just one way or another. It should be both benefiting from each other. And with that, it also builds your brand in a way that you could get a lot of things from your customers aspect. So yeah, always remember, use that little things. Find those stuff that your clients or customers doesn't really talk about online, but you know their service, their niche really need it, and use that to build and create trust to your community. That's all. I'll see you in the next video.